incredibly excited to debut season 3 and got so much gratitude for my followers and my listeners and my guests, both past and present, or past and future guests, as well as the subscribers on YouTube and, the Charla Anderson Show for creating. I'm changing this thing from chaos to clarity. We're working towards clarity these days and transforming, offering hope, giving overcoming stories. Keep an eye out for season 3, new guests coming up, and I cannot wait to join you. But first,
facing head-on the emotions beneath the surface as we bridge from an old world of confusion and lack to a beautiful new world of freedom, abundance, and love with straightforward truth and inspired hope is what you'll find on The Charla Anderson Show. Collector and connector of fascinating people, and everyone is fascinating. Here's your host, Charla Anderson.
Well, good, beautiful day, beautiful, beautiful souls. This is Charla Anderson, host of the Charla Anderson Show, collector and connector of fascinating people. And everyone is fascinating, especially you. Incredibly excited to debut season 3 and got so much gratitude for my followers and my listeners and my guests, both past and present, or past and future guests, as well as the subscribers on YouTube and, the Charla Anderson Show for creating. I'm changing this thing from chaos to clarity. We're working towards clarity these days and transforming, offering hope, giving overcoming stories. Keep an eye out for season 3, new guests coming up, and I cannot wait to join you. But first, we're going to do my little breathing exercise, the 22-second mini vacation. We're going to take 7 seconds of breathing calm. We're going to hold for 4 seconds and then going to relax and release gratitude for 11 seconds. So join me today as we have a few seconds of clarity here. Just be still and know. Breathe in some calm. Here we go. Hold. Relax, release. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, tech gets kind of crazy some days. And so this is took a few extra minutes this morning, and I'm just excited someone would take the time to listen to what I have to say. I can talk. I talk. My name means to chat. But if you don't listen, if nobody listens, then what's the point, right? So I'm so incredibly grateful. This is my 101st show, and I'm kind of like overwhelmed with that. That's beautiful to have just done this consistently for now going into my 3rd year. I'm so surprised, and I'm so grateful that someone is paying attention. I really request that you go to youtube.com at the Charla Anderson Show and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because we're working towards building that up, building up the podcasting. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, I so encourage you to do that. If you're listening on any of the streaming services, I encourage you to come over to winwinwomen.tv and join my show live every Wednesday at 1:00, and then we can have questions and answers. We can have Q&A time with our guests, and who knows, just have some fun, build community. I'm really looking forward to building some community in season 3. You may or may not know that I have a coaching program, and I'm calling it Courageous Clarity and coaching program. And I really, really would love to hear from you if you'd like to have a clarity call around that, and if it would be something you would be open to discussing and finding out if we're a good fit. So there's so much going on in our world right now. And I years and years ago, when I started my very first radio show, it was like I wanted to offer hope and through these unsteady times, right? So hope and encouragement and offer you unconditional loving through these unsteady times, as we are all focusing on those things outside of us that we don't have control of. And one of the most important things that I like to share is that those things outside of us do not have to affect our peace. I really want you to hear that. Your peace is complete peace. Is be still and know. Listen to yourself. You can walk in peace despite any circumstances. You can have joy in any circumstances. You can be in the gutter or you can be in the castle. In either place, you can have peace and you can have joy. It doesn't matter what the chaos is going on outside of your life. There's ways of doing that, and I feel like I tend to do it quite well. I very seldom get upset, because upset draws more upset. I'm not then able to really deal with the situation at hand, the present. I live in the present moment for the most part. We've always heard that, be in the present, be now, here and now. But it's not so easy to do it without practice. It's like a muscle. You have to practice. And today my show is debuting season 3. As to my solo, my fourth show is always the month is always my solo show. And sometimes I have a theme. Sometimes I just talk. Sometimes I just share my heart. And that's more what I'm doing probably today, is just sharing my heart and some of the things that I'm up to in this, and wanting to hear what you guys are up to. What are you up to? What are you listening to? What are you watching? What are you hearing? And, I have this, who I am is bold faith, no fear. Who I am is who I say I am. And I say I'm bold faith, no fear. And one of the most important things to do to get out of any of that fear mode, because if God is love, he can't be not love. And you've listened to me at all, I've said this many, many times, but there's the pendulum of fear. The opposite of love is fear. The pendulum swings one step to the side of fear. It's not of God. If God is love, he can't be not love. And so when you continue in that bold faith, that everything is always working out for me, that I choose in this step, and I choose in this step, and I choose in this step to be content, even if I'm having to deal with things I don't like. I think we all have those. There's no possibility of getting through this life without some conflict or disgruntledness, or people that, are hard to love. The harder people are to love, the more they need it. Oh, well, some tech things changed. Yay. Anyway, it looks clearer for me. So I want you to just understand that there's so many opportunities. There's unlimited possibilities. And I did one of my shows about questions are the answer. And when you can ask really excellent questions, your brain is always, always, always trying to answer questions. So if you upgrade your questions, you upgrade your life, because your brain wants to answer. What if I say, how can I find unlimited possibilities? Or how can I be aware of even more unlimited opportunities out there? Thank you for bringing them to me. Gratitude, to me, gratitude is also one of the biggest, most important. I think it is the top. If you don't have gratitude, if you don't walk in gratitude, if you don't feel gratitude, it's the secret of stepping out of depression. It's the secret of stepping into service. Gratitude. Everything is always working out for me, and I'm so grateful. I wake up in the night. Thank you. And sometimes I'm not even knowing what I'm thankful for in the time, but I just driving, I'm just thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the clouds. Thank you for, even the traffic. I'm like, your timing is perfect. Mine's not so much. Thank you for guiding me and giving me the perfect timing and redeeming my time. And I guarantee you, there's forces outside of us. I believe that we're all interconnected. And somehow or another, when we let that upset go and realize that here we are is all we have. I don't have anywhere else to be. I love Jason Mraz has a song called Be Where Your Feet Are. Where else be where your seat is, right? Where else you have to be other than where you are? And a lot of these are things I've said over and over and over the years. And if you're like me, I could hear it 1,000 times and it not really quite sink in, or I need the reminder at that perfect time. So where you are is all you have, where you are is all you have, you might as well love it, because that's the only place you have to take the next step from, right? There's not much else that you can do. I mean, you don't have anywhere else to fix the problem, to change it, to work through it, to love through it. You don't have anywhere else to be but where you are right now. And we've said it multiple times, but since the beginning of time, let there be light we're in this infinite timeline of eternity in this tiny speck of a moment. And then we're walking around upset all the time. It doesn't make sense, does it? Does it make sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me to try to change where I am. I can't change it. I can't go back to the last step. I gotta love where I am right now, because this is the only place to work from. If I, a lot of us are wishing we were somewhere else all the time. But what if we just loved right where we are, even in dark circumstances, so that we can deal with them better? I know I'm dragging on or repeating a lot of this, but it's something that I don't think so very many people that I'm aware of just live in this peace that passes understanding in this moment. I believe those are biblical terms, but the peace that passes understanding, we want that, don't we? You want that, don't you? I know you do. And I'm with this courageous clarity coaching, I'm looking forward to serving those that choose to, join me on this journey and have some begin getting more clarity on their life. And I say courage, I used to call it my outrageously courageous life mentoring system, but it's, clarity is for all of us, right? So I feel like getting clarity on who you are, how you live, to help you understand that bold faith, no fear, is a possibility to live a life, and then speak what you want, not what you don't want. And when I want to change that. I want to change it. Speak your desires, because desire is of the Father. God says He wants to give you the desires of your heart. We want that. We want to have the desires of our heart. And the word want means extreme lack. So I'm working to minimize using the word want. I always have said for years, speak what you want, not what you don't want. But really, it's speak what you desire of the Father. What the gifts. Speak what you desire, not what you don't. And you begin attracting. There is a law of attraction, just like the law of gravity is a real law. And most of us, we speak things that we want, and then we kind of negate them. Isn't that interesting? We just kind of negate them by saying things, but, I don't have enough money, I can't afford it, or, we don't have to know the how. If we speak our desires and see them, this is probably the key that I don't think a lot of us understand, is that see what you desire, act as if it's already on its way, and it will come to you. It's a law. And then but your subconscious is always hearing what you're saying. And so every word matters. Every word matters. My split second transformation, change your words, change your life, 31 daily practices. Great book. I would suggest you go over to Amazon and grab that thing. They're on my website, a link to Amazon for both split second transformation, change your words, change your life, 31 daily practices, and what is it called here? My candy bar hugs, my first little book, that candy bar hugs. It doesn't take much to make a difference. Ooh, those tech problems got my brain going crazy. Anyway, go find those books. They are both extremely small and very powerful, have a whole lot of heart in them and encouragement. And every word matters. So when you speak what you want, not what you don't want, speak your desires, and don't negate them by saying things that are even trying to not think things that negate your thoughts. Yeah. So we want to discuss, we want to talk about the things that we want to see them, we want to feel them, we want to feel, play. If you're in an illness or something and you want to get well so you can play with those grandkids, you see yourself playing with those grandkids, you feel what it feels like to be with those children and grandchildren, and don't claim things you don't want. You don't claim that dis-ease. You deal with it, but you don't have to say I have it. These are words. I'm a broken record on all these things, because I believe we need to understand that our words change everything. I want to shift just a second. Some of the things that I love, I used to call it and be on my website upcoming, Charla's faves, or these are a few of my favorite things. But my beloved Zurvita company has now been purchased and bought by a company called Zenzino. And these products over here. I've been 16, 17 years with Zurvita, which has the Zeal Wellness. Now we're shifting to Zenzino, which will still have the amazing Zeal Wellness and the omega oils. I'm telling you, this is Zenzino's goal, been around 20 years, but their goal is to be the number one preventative health company in the world. And the integrity behind them, and their integrity and character and humble leadership, my highest value in business, integrity and humble leadership, being next man up. These companies have merged and are now building a global brand that is going to change everything. So Zenzino.com, the link will be in the show notes, because currently it's a long number that I know nobody could remember, but I want you to go to that site and start looking at those things, because they have a test, don't guess. You take a blood test and get the starting point, and then where you are every 4 months, I think they send you a new test if you continue on the oils each month, and you will be astounded at how much more balance your body is with the oils. Your body does not produce the omegas. They're required. Omega-6, omega-3, you need a 3-to-1 ratio, and it's very hard to get. So the test is amazing to find out where you are. I've heard of people, their kids are even at 25-to-1. That one man was at 53-to-1. Our diets do not allow for, in our country, at least in America, we just don't have a lot of good source food. We're so used to fast food and getting quick fix and not having whole, nutritious food. I was very proud to say my first test was 6-to-1. I think I was for my age, mine was better than anybody else I've heard of. So I haven't taken the second test yet. So that'll be fun to see if it's improved from that. But test, don't guess. Find this company, Zenzino.com, and please, it's an affiliate company, and I would love if you would make sure to use my link once you listen to this and find the link in the show notes. And have I invited you to subscribe to YouTube? Did I start this with this today? I can't even remember. It was a little silly start there, but please subscribe to Charla Anderson Show on YouTube. I know I did. Now I'm remembering. Man, a little scattered today, which is sad because I was so excited about having the debut of season 3 and talking to you about the opportunities, the unlimited opportunities. And so maybe you want to be a show host. WinWinWomen.tv, it's only female show hosts on there, but it's expanding and growing. And her goal is to have 3.9 billion women listening on WinWinWomen.tv globally, worldwide, in their language, getting all the support and information from all the experts. All the show hosts are, all different kinds of stories and experts that have advice and communities. And it's a connecting service. And so it's building and growing, and it's very reasonable. If anyone would like to be a show host, please reach out to me. I would love to have you join me. It's a fun and fairly simple, fairly not easy necessarily, but fairly simple process to become a show host. Why not? Why not you? Why not you? We have, I was thinking about, I mentioned my books. I've got the Change book as well. The Change, I'm just kind of talking about things that I'm kind of interested today. The Change book series with Les Brown, Jim Lutz, Jim Britt, Les Brown, and 20 other authors. And we're on book number 23. We're looking for people that would love to have a chapter. It's a credibility piece. If you've never written a book, or if you have written a book, there are some incredible leaders. And they came to me and they said, we want you to have a chapter in this book. And I was like, me? Why me? Who am I? And they said, why not you? I was like, oh, well, okay, let me take a look at it. And it's an amazing group because there's a mastermind. We have monthly mastermind and meet so many amazing authors in this series, as well as independent coaching. And I some of the most brilliant time I've spent ever. So the debut of season 3, Charla Anderson Show, collector and connector of fascinating people, and everyone is fascinating. Talked about YouTube channel. Please subscribe, listen to the podcast, share it. Would you mind sharing this a little bit with your friends? I don't ask very much, but I am asking today for you to share the show, share the YouTube channel. Let's get some subscribers up. What about sponsors? I wouldn't even mind having some sponsors. I love talking about things that I love, and I would never, ever sponsor something that I don't. So I promise you, if I talk about it, it's been tried, true, and tested for sure. So everything is always working out for me, everything. And I love saying that because even when it doesn't feel like it, it is what's so. What if we deal with what's so? What if we always were just dealing with what's so? And what's so is today in my chair in the Charla Anderson Show, I want you to understand that no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, that you are loved by God. There's nothing you can do to be loved more or less by God or me. And the harder people are to love, the more they need it. I understand that. That doesn't unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, but not unconditional boundaries. I get that. You know, but walking through this life as letting your light shine. When I leave my home, my goal is to let the light shine, let people feel good in my presence. And it's who I am. And maybe I know I hear a lot that I'm not realistic, but it's my reality. Works for me. I'm going to do it's not an early close because I usually only do about half hour when I'm doing my own show solo, but I'm going to close out today a little bit early. And I want to just encourage you to just love yourself enough to love others. And by the way, I think a lot of us are walking around with, these God-shaped holes in our heart, perhaps. My biggest encouragement is to help you love yourself enough to receive God's love, my love, the love for others, so that you can be a light in this world too. And I'm sure most of you are, those listening to me probably, I do attract that type of people, and it makes my life simpler. So I'm going to just end the show today a little bit off kilter. I don't like to do a lot of apologies, but it has been a little bit odd with the tech things I had in the beginning. So the show must go on, and it also must end. And so season 3 debut show is in the can. And just remember to always choose joy.
Parting is such sweet sorrow. The Charla Anderson Show. Encouraging you to stand strong and courageous with bold faith, no fear, immense hope, kindness, and love, especially towards yourself. Visit charlaanderson.com for replays, blogs, and more on her ever-expanding website, as well as watch her live TV show on winwinwomen.tv, Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And so that we can continue learning together and growing this community of beautiful souls, we invite you to share the Charla Anderson Show with your circle of friends. Until we meet again next week, remember always, choose joy.